Well, it's the second Sunday of the month. And on the second Sunday, as our Reverend Gerald so lovingly named our Reverend Paul, Making It Plain. So without further ado, here come Mr. Making It Plain, Paul Meggs.
Thank you for receiving me. Thank you for recognizing what you're seeing, and may you see it within yourself. Because it is when we see the Spirit within ourselves is when we can make a change. And we can see past the confusion, our mistakes, our misunderstandings that we may be processing. Because we're processing them in mind. And so this mind needs to be aware of the greatness, the connection that it has to free itself from the misconceptions that it is presenting to itself. We must awaken ourselves to the truth and the power that exists within us all. See, there cannot be a change unless the mind is filled with the truth that will set it free. See, don't let the confusion of an experience make you feel that you cannot, or that you don't have the power or the will or the desire or the compassion to move through. See, it is when you are down that you're supposed to look up and see that God is doing something through you, for you, as you, to move you on. See, we can't quit because it hurts. We can't quit because it looks too hard. See, the difficulty just means we need to learn. We need to read something. We need to elevate ourselves. We need to change ourselves. Because when we understand something, then we can do better about the circumstance that we find ourselves in. We some bad people. But yet we doubt ourselves. Ungrateful for what we have. The little things. It don't matter how small it is. Be thankful and grateful that you have it. Because your gratefulness, your gratitude will build up in you more. Because then you will see as it unfolds. See, we get so comfortable with how easy it is now. See, some of us didn't have to go to the well. See, some of us don't even know nothing about that. But there's a few of us in here who know that you had to go, walk out, and I ain't talking about right there. You had to walk out and go get down the road in some cases just to get the water that you needed to provide for the day. You got to see gratefulness. You have to be grateful for the pain. Not that you want to hurt, but you know that you're being transpired through your body, through your joints, to do something about the pain that you brought upon yourself through whatever happened. Things happen to us all. Some of us have put ourselves in position that has damaged us. But it don't mean that we cannot be transformed. It just means that we need to begin to love more of ourselves. See, because the awareness that we need to have of this gratitude, that is the connection of ourselves to spirit. And we need to let this center that's within us and this presence be renewed and restored by communicating, speaking the word, the truth that is within us, that will awaken and align ourselves with the gratefulness in our consciousness. So in our consciousness, we need to affirm. I open my mind to hear the whisper of love that propels me forward to my destiny. And I release the fears and doubts, and I allow the Spirit to guide me forward. It is about speaking to a condition that we're experiencing, calling upon the love that exists that will ignite the fire within us to produce the circumstance that we all seek. We're all living from our own vision. Collectively, we follow behind each other based on the experiences that someone had and they told us about it. But individually, we have to see our own way because we are making the choice. And if we don't see love, if we don't see God, this is when we wither, or we feel weak, or we're unable to. But you're always able if you believe. See, as we speak our word into this atmosphere, with faith and belief, it will dissipate and resolve the circumstance that we experience. You say, how's that? Well, somebody said in Isaiah 55, so shall my word go out into this atmosphere, this void. Okay, you may not know where it's going, but it goes out. It leaves from you into this abyss. So you don't need to know, but you need to know that when you speak it, it goes out and it brings something back into existence. Look around you. Everything came into existence from someone believing that I can do it. Somebody raised their hand and said, I can do this. And it came forth. So it goes on and said, if you speak it, it shall not. It's already been proven, but it will accomplish that I request. We've already this was written thousands of years ago, but yet here we are, present in a power that has been doing this over and over and over, and somehow we conjure up in our own minds that I'm not the one. Oh, you the one. And that's why it ain't happening, because you ain't believing that you the one. But the power is you. And we are connected with the power through our belief. Our gratitude and thanksgiving will build our faith in divine law. And it is necessary for us to prosper. See, divine law, speaking into the abyss, responds to us by corresponding with it through the principle. It's just a principle that exists. And when we speak into it, it operates by displaying the gratitude and belief that we're speaking with our conviction. See, it's when we believe and we know and we accept the truth that is within us that it'll say, snap. And we go, well, why did it take so long? So we start judging it. As soon as we get some, we'll judge it. Well, why couldn't it be green? You got what you asked for. We got to be more descriptive. See, our heart, and this is why Reverend Lisa say, your heart knows. See, your heart, it has a conviction. And that conviction is the sincerity, and that is how we will be dedicated to it, because we believe in it wholeheartedly. And through our soul, it will connect us with the source and provide the result. Oh, connect with this spirit. James says, every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, whom there is no variations or shadow due to change. That's the ether. What do you want? How do you want it? What do you need? You want healing? You got to ask for healing. You want to be accepted? You got to be accepting. You have to find a way within yourself to live your purpose, not what they think you should be, but with loving and kindness, who you want to be. See, and as we align ourselves with the truth, it will regenerate us to change our mode of thought. Because this is where we're thinking, and this is where we're hiding and fighting within self. And this operation and then our application of the power we possess, put it together. We must be grateful for the abundance that is before us, or we should request an increase in the abundance we are experiencing. Request something else and let it unfold. Our conscious understanding and spiritual discipline determines the outcome of our requests or expectations. What are you believing about yourself? What do you say to yourself when you're alone? What do you think about when you're sitting and you're directing your own purpose in life? Are you seeing what others have said you are or what you cannot do? You can't see it. And so Jesus said it like this: it is done unto you as you believe. And so growth and education has to begin in mind. If you don't know where to go, ask. There's a route that one must take. See, Jesus was not a carpenter, as some would believe. He was a builder of man to restore him back to his original self. See, Jesus came to assist us in the unfoldment of our spiritual selves, to remove the separation that we have in mind by becoming the Christ, which is the I am, which is God itself. I am connected to the source, the only source that has evolved everything into existence. I am connected to that. Whatever portion that it put in life, I have it. Not doubted because someone put me in a position that in my ignorance I had to grow through. See, a lot of us, we're only in positions because when we were small or when we was not quite developed, we had to. But once you develop, you got to get in the mix. You got to let it know, okay, I see that it's mine. And use it over and over and over. See, because the more we do it, it will reveal to us the power and the connection in and through God. See, our eyes have fooled us. Our eyes have got us to think that once I see it, we accept it. But it says a man must have a vision. He must see and believe that this can come to me, for me, as I connect with it. It is a mirror into which I'm looking that is telling me that is mine. Because where did it come from? Concepts have to come from somewhere. See it that is yours. And then how do I connect the dot to reveal it. See, if something is given to you in mind in the night, when one dims himself, recharges himself, he's being shaped, transformed. But we got to believe. Belief and faith that it is working through us. And so to overcome these challenges, we must become a new man, having a new understanding, a new way of thinking, a new way of being. That is bringing forth the power that is within us as Jesus displayed through his connection and belief to the source itself. You have to make the connection, like see it as you read. You know, sometimes we read, we don't understand allegories, and we don't put ourselves in the position to empower ourselves to be that. Even if it's a book that's written about a fable, you got to connect it to yourself. Be the turtle that beat the rabbit. You got to see it. But we don't put that together, that's just a tale that they're saying. You can win. And then in the Bible it said it's not to the quick, the race is not to the quick, the fast, but the one who endure it. Keep believing, because it is not you. It is he that is within. The one on the outside, he's the one calculating all these misconceptions of how it is. You know, well, maybe if I go a little bit to the left, I could probably beat them if I went that way. But maybe I should do it this way. But the quickest way to a destination is a straight line. All right? Gotta believe in the mind that is delivering and giving and providing. And then make the adjustment. And then secondly, we must accept the truth of our being in faith through the understanding to begin to live as we are connected in thought, words, and deeds. Put it all together. Jesus demonstrated that this was attainable and told us all, this that I do, you can do, and even greater. And the world has changed as we've lived ourselves, and we've seen it. But yet somehow when somebody else show up and they want to see the world differently, we get scared and fraught with, oh no, they gonna do this and they gonna take that. Oh, what? Where's your fight? Where's your belief? And this is just an experience that is going to evolve us to even a higher place. See beyond the faults. So we have to lay down our burdens and those thoughts that don't heal or reveal to us the power that we have. See, the altar is the place of consecration. It's to give them over to the power. If you say you can't do it, then speak to the power that exists, that has birthed all things into existence. See, to give them unto the Lord or over to the power that transforms us, that's what makes us whole. Not us going back and forth with, why? I'm not ready to go through this right now. That ain't how it works. Indeed. Indeed. And it's just time to get to work. The caveat to complete this mission is the Father and I are one. That is it. See, Jesus experienced the same temptations or the same mental trials that we have. So one day, Jesus was led up to of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted. It says the devil, but what we know about the devil is it's thoughts, it's devilish thoughts. It's the other side of the side of us that is leading us correct. So you have to know the difference, or it's best to understand that, because we know that there's not a literal devil doing anything, but it is the difference, the part of us that is acting differently than what we may normally do, just to make it simple. And so Jesus went up and he fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, it says. And then afterward, he hungered. So basically what it's saying is, you know, you kind of, you feel weak, you're not really feeling your best, right? This happens to all of us. And so when this temptation came, or these thoughts came, it told Jesus that if thou be the Son of God, command these stones to be made of bread. So when you're in a moment, in a condition, and your thoughts, requests, or ask you to do something that is not going to move you forward, so it's just an experience. So it's just, you have to see that you can speak to it. And so thereafter, it says, Jesus said, man shall not live by bread alone, right? You combat those thoughts, those ideas, those images that come to you that are not for your highest good. You have to know that I am equipped to deal with the circumstance. And then, as he was led up, or even higher after he spoke that, you know, showed him the city and told him how this could all be his. And he said, if thou the Son, cast thyself down, right? Just throw yourself off this cliff, right? And your Father will give you angels to help you, to protect you. And they'll take you up and save and protect you and from hitting yourself and hurting yourself. Jesus just said, thou shalt not tempt me. So you have to know what you're facing, and when you believe, when you hear yourself telling yourself you're not equipped, you got to tell it to get back. Stop. Don't talk to me like that. See, this is what it's explaining. You have to speak the power that you possess to the thing that's trying to convince you that you should do it. Then it says, Jesus, get away from me, man, basically, right? For it is written that I only worship God, and him only shall I serve. Don't give in because someone is close to convincing you, or it feels like, well, maybe I should. No, it ain't right for you. And that's what we have to know. What is right for me? See, the temptation to turn stones into bread shows the thought of separation that deceives us with the belief that we can satisfy our soul with materiality instead of God. We must feed our soul with new thoughts daily that we may grow spiritually. And the second temptation upon Jesus shows us that no display of spiritual power for personal glory should be made. We must declare our source is God. It is the way, the only way, so that we can be free from the agony, the hurt, the frustrations, the disappointments that we feel when we don't follow it. See, the temptation takes place within ourselves. As we evolve and call on the power that is within, we can rise above the challenges or the demands that are among us. We must separate ourselves from the confusion by going up in solitude to connect our gratitude with our spiritual power and release the inhibitions and our thoughts that are holding us back. Our adversarial thoughts will continue to show up until we cleanse our minds, body and soul, with gratefulness for the good we already possess. When we know who we are and declare it with words and deeds, we will reap the harvest we are expecting. So I say, let's affirm I am grateful for the transformation in my life.
I am grateful for the transformation in my life.
From all the troubles that I've seen.
From all the troubles that I've seen.
And the scars left behind.
And the scars left behind.
And I know I am filled with strength.
I am filled with strength.
Power to overcome. Because I have overcame. So let us move forward by declaring our power and cast it upon our opportunities with gratitude for our victories. Our prayers will transform us, and our faith will increase our understanding, and with love, we will build a brighter tomorrow and clear out our negative wounds if we keep the faith. But remember, we are built by God, led by Spirit, and we must walk by faith. And Alice Walker said this: the most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any. So thank you for listening. I give you peace, and so it is. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
All right, let's give Reverend Paul some more love. Amen. I open the door of gratefulness.